All right, let's talk a little decision 2024. We're just weeks away from Election Day, and Vice President Kamala Harris is hitting the campaign trail tonight with an unlikely ally. Harris is campaigning in Wisconsin alongside former Wyoming Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Cheney famously broke with her party's leadership following the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. NBC 10 political commentator, my at-issue co-host Sue O'Connell in the newsroom for us. Sue, Harris's spouse, the second gentleman, Doug Himhoff, has been hitting the campaign trail in the lead up to the election. It's been a way different story with former First Lady Melania Trump, but she has been posting some small videos on social media to promote her new book. She posted one video today where she says, quote, "Individual freedom is a fundamental right that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth, individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?" Not going to find that in the GOP platform. Is Melania Trump coming out in favor of abortion rights here?
Well, it sort of looks that way, right? Or maybe she's just talking about her modeling career again. I don't know. And the former First Lady's comments add to the ever-changing messaging from the Trump campaign when it comes to reproductive rights and abortion. Remember, Trump has boasted about orchestrating the repeal of Roe v. Wade, and then he tries to distance himself from the abortion issue, and then he tries to reassure those asking for more abortion restrictions, and then we learned that running mate J.D. Vance previously said he would support a nationwide ban on abortion, and then Trump says he wouldn't sign a federal abortion ban, and now we have Melania Trump releasing this promo for her book that sounds like she's saying she supports abortion rights. What does this mean for the Trump campaign? Is it a secret message that Donald Trump is really pro-choice? Or is it a secret message that Melania really doesn't want him to win? Who knows? I have no idea. Corey, like everything else in this season, I have never seen anything like this.
All right, so yesterday the Trump campaign was hit with a bombshell. According to an unsealed court filing, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith says Trump resorted to crimes in an effort to hold on to power in 2020. Is this all old hat or just par for the course for an election year?
Well, you know, there's that saying in campaigns that there's always an October surprise, some news that breaks just before people start voting that could change the course of the election. Well, this surprise, this October surprise, is more of a reminder. January 6, 2020, a very dark day in American history, and this report offers even more detail on what Trump allegedly did and didn't do that day. You know, you couple that with the release of the news that you were talking about with former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney campaigning for Vice President today, campaigning for Vice President Kamala Harris today in Wisconsin. And, you know, this could actually set up the sort of moment for some of those undecided independent or Republican voters that they may actually vote for Harris, or they may decide to leave that box for President blank when they go into the ballot box.
All right, Sue, last thing I'll ask you, there's a lot going on in the world right now. We know that. The recovery from Helene, the war in the Middle East, that dock worker strike. Chaos, not very helpful to the incumbent usually. Kamala Harris has to wear that mantle. How should she confront all this?
Yeah, no candidate can control issues like these, nor do they want them to happen during their campaign. But they do, in fact, have an impact on campaigns. And as you mentioned, chaos feeds into that Trump campaign narrative that the Biden-Harris administration needs to go or somehow responsible for all this. So what should Harris do? Well, what I think she is doing, which is be judicious about when she appears with President Joe Biden. Remember, she is still part of his administration. And she also has to be judicious about when she appears alone. And she has to be seen as both participating in solutions to these issues while showing that she is independent and her own person. Like, for example, she visited Georgia alone. And she also released a statement about the dock worker site that agreed with what Biden said. And regarding the Middle East, look, it looked like Harris has been hoping to avoid the issue during the election season, but the stalemate on talks and now the attack are going to force her to talk more about it, and she may have to disagree with the Biden administration, or she's just going to try to keep doing her best to not talk about it.
Yeah, she's certainly got a problem in Michigan when it comes to the war in the Middle East, but maybe that's why she is going to appear with Liz Cheney today and grab some of those independent Nikki Haley voters onto her side. We'll have to see what happens, of course.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Sue, so much. We appreciate it. Remember, we cover all the latest political headlines every Sunday morning right here on NBC 10 Boston. It starts at 10:30 with Meet the Press, moderated by Kristen Welker. And at 11:30, you can join me, Sue, and Matt Pritchard for the latest edition of At Issue.